Back here on the MLB pregame show, Matt Vasgersian getting you set for the finale of this three-game set. That'll come your way in mere moments, but first we'll take a look at the Topps Player Spotlight. Richard Nelson is our subject, and he made a little history in his last game by being one of a small list of players to hit 4 home runs in a single contest.
Yeah, he had the whole baseball world buzzing after that performance, and for good reason. You know, you'll see guys get 2 or 3 home runs in a game now and then, but 4? That's truly rare. In fact, only 16 guys in history had hit 4 in a major league game. And just to put that in perspective, there have been 23 perfect games, and that feat is usually thought of as one of the rarest achievements in baseball. Obviously, a performance to remember, and I guess we'll see how he follows it up in this one.
All right, pregame festivities are wrapping up. It's time for baseball, and we'll have it for you next. A fine afternoon to enjoy our national pastime at Seattle's Safeco Field. Today, the third and final game in this 3-game series between the Detroit Tigers and the Seattle Mariners. A big-time arm and a power bat. Should be fun. First pitch is next. So a moment now to take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Detroit Tigers. Steve, what's the key in trying to stop their opponent's winning streak?
Well, this team runs pretty well. They drive the ball into the gap pretty well. And as long as they keep avoiding the double play ball and let the game come to them and just drive in runs when they get the opportunities, they're going to be just fine.
Taijuan Walker gets the ball for Seattle in this one. What do we need to know here, EK?
Well, Matty, he's got close to 200 innings this year. He's been very dependable, thrown deep into a lot of ball games.
J.D. Martinez will stand in, and as you can see the numbers away from home, he's been much better once he gets out on the road.
Hey, no out there.
Walker comes set. Here comes the 3-2. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Nelson has a beat on it. 1 out. With that, let's get you a look at the starting 9 for the Tigers. Who's the one to watch, EK?
Well, Matt, I think the cleanup hitter might be the difference maker in this game. He's having a really nice season with the bat, sporting a slugging percentage over 500, so there's a good chance.
Richard Nelson will stand in, getting the start here despite being out of the lineup last night.
Hey, stay hot now.
First pitch on its way. Lifted out towards straightaway center field. Jackson is right there, 1 down. With a moment here in Seattle, a look at the Mariners starting lineup. Eric, who stands out to you?
Well, I love what Kyle Seager brings to the table for this team. He's gone deep 5 times in the last 10 ball games. Clearly, he's seeing the ball really well right now.
Richard Nelson is into the box for his second appearance. 0 for 1 with a flyout.
And that's just not really his game. Anytime he keeps it on the ground, he's got a pretty good chance of beating out a hit.
Oh, and this fastball is belted to deep left center field. Does he have enough to get out of here? Yes, a home run. So a solo shot here to left center field, the 448th of his career, as the Mariners take a 1-0 lead.
I tell you, that's the perfect storm there. A power pitcher on the mound, throwing a hard fastball to a power hitter at the plate. He takes a big swing and squares it perfectly. I mean, that's as long a home.
Yoenis Cespedes is into the box, reached base via the walk in his first appearance.
Come on, guys.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Nelson is there. And that's the first out of the inning.
Cut. Hold.
Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season.
Yeah, folks, he's been one of the best in the American League so far this year. Currently third in that.
In now, Richard Nelson. He went deep in his first at-bat. We'll see what he's got in store for us here.
Well, the last time he saw a fastball and hit it pretty well, so we'll see how they work him this time. You can throw him more fastballs, but you better not put it in that location.
Hey, one pitch. Make it yours.
Here's a swing, and oh, man! Way out of here. Two-run shot to straightaway center. Number 449 now for his career, as the Mariners have opened up a 4-0 lead.
That pitcher's got to be thinking, how can I throw a pitch like that in this situation? That thing was so right down the middle, it absolutely got hammered, and he knew it as soon as he let go of it.
Richard Nelson will get a shot here in a bases-loaded situation, and you'd have to say they've got the right man for the job up here.
Yeah, team leader in RBIs. He's got a shot to push that lead out even further if he could come through here.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. The 0-1 on its way. Back up the middle, that will get through into center field, a base hit. One run scores. Now a long throw home, and not in time as the second run scores. Kyle Seager will stand in, and they've been able to hold him in check so far. 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that he's been a non-factor in this one. Usually a major force in their offense. On the ground to third. Forsythe on to first, and talk about doing the job out of the bullpen. One batter, 2 outs, and the inning is over. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. More matinee baseball here on a Wednesday afternoon following this. Logan Forsythe will stand in now, and hey, give these guys credit. They're not going down without a fight. I'll tell you what, they're not too far away from making a game out of this one after all.
And he sends it the other way toward right center. Grossman giving chase. He gets there to make the catch, but this should bring home a run as the runner tags from third. And he will get in to score, and it's a run batted in on the sacrifice fly.
Well, nobody's going to confuse this guy with Miguel Cabrera or Chris Davis, but with the runner on third, he doesn't have to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just has to get one deep enough out there to deliver that run.
Well, a pretty good offensive show of force in this one. Probably at least a couple of players deserving. But, gentlemen, let's go ahead and give this man the nod as our top player of the game.
Yeah, he connected on a couple of long home runs. Really put his guys on his back and carried them to the victory.
Will just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Eric Caro, Steve Lyons, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head on over to theshownation.com. The Mariners win it 6-2. So long from Seattle.
Our final lines for this afternoon.
This is the MLB pregame show, and I'm Matt Vasgersian. And as we draw nearer to the first pitch of Game 1 in the series, we'll give you the latest installment of our Topps Player Spotlight. Richard Nelson is our subject. As he enters this one, having carried his team offensively last time out, he drove in a bunch of runs and really looked dialed in with runners in scoring position. Now from the windy city of Chicago, there's a beautiful look at fabled Wrigley Field. Tonight, the opener of a 3-game series between the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago Cubs. Which of these two will prevail? Next on the show. Richard Nelson will dig in now. He had 3 hits in that ballgame on Wednesday.
Nelson.
Stay hot. Here you go.
Into the seats, 0-1. Runners on first with 1 down.
Hey, get your pitch. Stay hot up there.
Pitch out.
1 ball,
Nothing
1
doing.
strike.
And there are the umpires working this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Patrick Johnson.
Yeah, Patty Johnson back there. Good umpire. I know some pitchers have felt the squeeze at times on the corners, but I still think he does a good job of rewarding guys for making good pitches.
Hey, come on, big guy. Stay hot up there.
In the air to center field and deep back is the center fielder. Back he goes, but this is going to be a home run. Two-run shot to straightaway center, giving him an even .450 for his career. And the Mariners move out in front 2-0.
That pitcher's got to be thinking, how can I throw a pitch like that in this situation? That thing was so right down the middle, it absolutely got hammered, and he knew it as soon as he let go of it.
Hey, we got one out here.
Starlin Castro will stand in, and as you take a look at the splits there, he's actually a better hitter against right-handed pitching this season. Harvey pauses. Here's the 1-2. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Hidalgo on the move. He's got it. A nice play there. 2 away. And now time to check how Joe Madden has lined the Cubbies up in this one. Steve, what's the key in trying to stop their opponent's winning streak?
Oh, you got to chip away. You're down by 2 after the top of the first, and that doesn't guarantee they're not going to score more runs as this game goes along.
Richard Nelson will stand in here with a runner at first to start the inning. Now, I know both of you are more familiar with the art of hitting as opposed to the art of pitching, but on a wet night like this, who do you think this favors?
Well, I think it favors the pitcher. I know they're going to argue, well, the grip, but the ball doesn't carry on wet nights. So if I'm out there, I'm saying, look, pitcher advantage. Boy, it's only the 3rd inning here, and he's already given up more hits so far than he did in his entire start last time out. He hasn't been able to reproduce what he had going on last time, at least not to this.
You can do it.
Kyle Seager will stand in. He drew base on balls his first time. Here's the pitch on 2-2. Hit on the ground to third. Scooped up. Altuve for 1. On to Morrison, and it's a double play. Richard Nelson strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame.
Center fielder, Richard
First
Nelson.
pitch coming. Here it is. Now a shot to center field. Back goes the center fielder, but this ball has plenty behind it, and it's a home run. two-run shot to straightaway center, his second of the game, as the Mariners have opened up a 4-1 lead.
Well, it seems to me like we've seen this before. His second home run of the ball game, and it would seem to me that he hit that one harder than he did the last one, so he's definitely locked in.
Jorge Soler will come forward now. He's popped out and struck out in his first two plate appearances. Fly ball out toward left center field. Egbert giving chase, but he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. And they'll have runners at second and third following the one-out double.
Boy, and you can bet you've got one ticked-off dude out there on the mound right now. He thought he had strike three on the pitch prior to this one. Now, all of a sudden, he's got a guy out there standing on second base, and that completely changes the complexion.
Richard Nelson will stand in, and it's a bullpen game now. Both starters out as we begin inning number 8.
Yeah, both starters are out, and
now, meanwhile, here's a ball headed out toward deep left center field, and this is going to clear the wall, a home run. So a solo shot here to left center field, his third home run of the ball game, as they will take the lead here. It's now a 5-4 ball game.
Boy, have a night. His third home run of the ball game. I mean, he's absolutely brimming with confidence at the plate. Been a joy to watch so far.
So striding in, Mike Olt, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Trying to hold the lead. Hit high and deep out there to left center field. Nelson racing back, but he can't get it as it's off the wall. Throw comes in quickly now, so that tying run will be forced to hold on at third here, still with only one away.
Hey, come on now.
So stepping in, Logan Morrison, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Swing and a fly ball, but shallow, and that's not going to do it. And Kendrick squeezes it for out number 2.
Boy, that's just a nice pitch right there with the bases loaded. He gets an infield fly out of it for a big second out, and now he's given himself a much better chance to get out of this mess.
Richard Nelson will come forward now in what could weigh toward deciding this ball game.
And they better be careful, too, because they haven't gotten him out yet, so this is no small task.
Oh, and look at this. High in the air and deep. And when this ball comes down, they'll have taken the lead. Home run. So a 3-run blast to straightaway left, his 4th in the ball game as they open up an 8-5 lead.
Incredible. I mean, if I wasn't sitting here, I wouldn't believe it myself. 4 home runs now in one game. In the history of baseball, this has happened like, what, 16, 17 times? What a show he's put on.
Well, a pretty good offensive show of force in this one. Probably at least a couple of players deserving. But, gentlemen, let's go ahead and give this man the nod as our top player of the game.
Yeah, this game wasn't exactly a pitcher's duel, but take a look at all the RBIs. He was an absolute menace with runners in scoring position.
So that just about does it. For EK, Psycho, and the crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, get those smartphones and tablets out and head over to theshownation.com. The Mariners win it 8-5. Good night from Chicago.
Our final line score tonight, first for the victorious Seattle Mariners. 8 runs on 13 hits. No errors. 11.
Both teams getting their final warm-ups in as we welcome you back to the MLB pregame show. First pitch of Game 2 in our series is right around the corner. But before we turn that corner, here is our Topps player spotlight. Richard Nelson is in that spotlight. And he made a little history in his last game by being one of a small list of players to hit 4 home runs in a single contest. We are set to bring you baseball from one of the crown jewels of the sport, venerable Wrigley Field in Chicago. Tonight, Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago Cubs. Cubs baseball starts right now. Richard Nelson gets his first opportunity now in the top of the first with nobody on.
Nelson.
Oh, high, deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. So a solo shot here to left center field. So he just continues to club the baseball at an alarming rate as the Mariners take a 1-0 lead.
I tell you, that's the perfect storm there. A power pitcher on the mound throwing a hard fastball to a power hitter at the plate. He takes a big swing and squares it perfect.
Hey, we got no out.
Jose Altuve will stand in. He comes off an 0 for 4 in last night's ball game.
Well, guys, that's why they call it a batting average. He's been hitting over 350 in his last 10 games, but he had kind of a bad one yesterday.
Nelson comes on now, and he has it 1 down. And a chance now from the north side of Chicago to check out the Cubs starting lineup. Eric Karros, who you focused on?
Well, I think you better look out for that cleanup hitter. He currently leads the National League in batting average, and a big reason for that is the approach he takes to the plate.
Richard Nelson is ready here as we begin the top of the fourth. Into the windup and the pitch. Hit in the air to right center field. This ball is carrying well. Back it goes, and it is out of here. Solo shot to right center. His second home run of the game, and the Mariners move out in front 2-0.
Well, it seems to me like we've seen this before. His second home run of the ball game, and it would seem to me that he hit that one harder than he did the last one, so he's definitely locked in.
Richard Nelson will stand in looking for home run number 3 as we take you back to inning number 4. And this was his second home run of the game as he's been dialed in so far in this one. Oh, and he leaves another one over the plate, and this ball's driven to left. And for the 3rd time tonight, he has served up a home run. A solo shot here to left. His 3rd home run of the ball game. And it gives the Mariners a 3-1 lead.
Boy, have a night. His 3rd home run of the ball game. I mean, he's absolutely brimming with confidence at the plate. It's been a joy to watch so far.
Dexter Fowler will stand in to start things off as this top of the batting order hasn't found a whole lot of success so far.
In fact, just one hit between the 1, 2, 3 hitters combined. So apparently the table setters have not been getting their chores done.
Nelson is there, and he has it for the first out. Javier Baez will stand in now. He's singled and struck out in 2 trips. Holland has his sign. 0-1 on its way. This one's blooped out toward right center field. Hidalgo sprinting after it, but he won't get there. It falls in. Richard Nelson will stride in again as he looks to join a very elite list. We take you back to earlier. This was home run number 3 in the ballgame as they'll try and join just a select few with 4 home runs in a single game. Out of here! She was a wall scraper, but it counts just the same, a home run. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field, is 4th in the ballgame, as this is now a 7-run ballgame.
Incredible. I mean, if I wasn't sitting here, I wouldn't believe it myself. 4 home runs now in 1 game. In the history of baseball, this has happened like, what, 16, 17 times? What a show he's put on.
Steven Moya steps into the box as the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th.
Boy, they've got some work to do here, but there's still a lot of time left in this game, so just chip away, chip away.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Nelson is right there, 1 down. Now a flare out toward right center. Hidalgo ranging forward. He can't get there as it falls in.
Let's watch this swing in show motion. You're going to see this pitch just tie him up in knots, but somehow he's able to fist it all the way out to right field.
Richard Nelson will stand in yet again, and he's looking for history now. We take you back to his last home run. This was his 4th of the ball game, and it needn't be said that 5 in a game has never been done before. He'll take the turn and head for second, and he'll begin this 9th inning with a double. Boy, and they have not been able to get him out. This is now a 5-hit ball game for him here, and those don't come along every day. Kyle Seager comes forward as he'll try to replicate what he did back in the 6th. 2 strikes, here it is. And now the runner's trying for third. Here's a swing and a ball hit into the air to left center and shallow. Blanks comes on and makes the catch in shallow left for out number 1. And the runner not tagging will... Settling in now, Jesus Montero. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yep, they sent him packing last.
And the runner's breaking for third. Hit hard to short. And that's through into left, a base hit. And the runner from second is in to score.
Got a fastball to his liking. It was middle in. So he was able to turn on it and pull it right through the hole to pick up the RBI.
An entertaining game all in all, so if we have to choose one who stood out among all others, why not go with this man right here? He's our tops player of the game.
Yeah, no way you could look past this guy. Really a game he'll remember for a long... No other way to break it down except to say that was an awesome performance.
So that'll just about do it. For Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com. The Mariners win it 10-4. Good night from Chicago.
10 runs, 15 hits. No errors. They left 13 men on base. For the Cubs, 4 runs on 11 hits. With 1 error, they left 16 men on base.
Back here on the Doesn't get much better than this. Afternoon baseball from Wrigley Field in Chicago. The calendar has turned to September, and we're ready for baseball between the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago Cubs. It's Cubs baseball on the show next. Richard Nelson will get his first shot now, coming off a big ball game last night in which he accounted for 5 runs batted in. That's popped up out towards short right field. Altuve onto the grass. 2 gone. A moment now to give you a look at the Mariners starting lineup. Who's the one to watch, EK?
Well, guys, everybody should be looking out for that guy in the number 3 spot. He's been dominating opposing pitchers on his way to a 30-game hit streak. He has just been on fire the last month.
Jorge Soler will come forward now as we give you a look at his home and away splits so far this year. Quintana's ready. 0-2 on its way.
No outs here.
Had him fooled there as this is lifted in the air out to left center and shallow. There to play it is Arcia for the first out. And with that, let's take a look at how the Mariners will set up defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Any thoughts, Eric?
Well, Matty, the defense is going to be very involved. This guy on the mound doesn't strike out a lot of hitters. Balls are put in play constantly, so the defense is going to be active.
Hey,
Tommy La Stella will stand in, hoping for a reversal of fortune here as he's seen that average drop precipitously these past 10 ball games. Oh, and there's a drive to deep left center. You can pretty much forget about this one. This is way out of here. So a solo shot here to left center field. 6th home run on the season for him. And the Cubs are back to even now at 1 run apiece.
This is a classic example of losing your composure after a bad call. Now, he's still teed off about that last pitch, so he doesn't concentrate on his location, and this is going to make him even madder now.
Richard Nelson is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
You know, guys, I love a guy like this leading off an inning for you. He makes good contact, and he can run.
Cold strike at the letters, 0-1. Hot shot towards the hole. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning. And as you see right there, this streak will continue as he inches forward up the all-time list.
I cannot imagine feeling that good at the plate as he has. I've never had a streak anything close to approaching that.
Stepping in, Kyle Seager. He'll try to follow up the double. Here's the 0-1. There he goes. Hit hard back up the middle.
Come on.
And the throw by Castro takes care of him for the first out.
Now batting.
Oswaldo Arcia in now. He went down looking at his first trip to the plate.
Well, you know, it never feels good to go down on strikes, especially looking. You wouldn't be surprised to see him be a little more aggressive in this at-bat.
Not nearly in time as he takes third easily. So a good job there of taking third unannounced, but meanwhile the strikeout means 2 men are gone now. Derek Egbert is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Well, at the very least, he went down hacking. Striking out is one of the many frustrations that go along.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. 1 left for Seattle. On to the bottom of the 4th, tied 1-1. Richard Nelson will come forward now. He has flied out and singled so far. Arrieta's got his target. Here's the first pitch. Now a ball hit to center field and deep. Back goes the center fielder way back, and that ball is gone. So it's a solo shot to dead center. So he just continues to club the baseball at an alarming rate as the Mariners have now taken a 2-1 lead.
I tell you, that's the perfect storm there. A power pitcher on the mound throwing a hard fastball to a power hitter at the plate. He takes a big swing and squares it perfectly. I mean,
Richard Nelson will stand in yet again as we flash you back to the middle innings. This was a turning point here. A solo home run that was really one of the key at-bats of the ball game to this point. And good contact there as this is hit high and deep to right center. Fowler will back up and put this away for a long out number one. Mike Olt comes to the plate now with the tying run at first, so he'll be looking to drive a ball into the gap here. But he is ready. Here it is on a ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Calling for it, Nelson, 1 down.
Hey, no runner, eat it.
Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
yeah, he wound up turning things over to his bullpen in the 9th, but still, 8 strong innings for him. He was hitting his spots all game long.
So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head on over to theshownation.com. The Mariners win it 3-2. So long from Wrigleyville.
They left 9 men on base. For the Cubs,